The new trolley line was projected to have been open last year. Now, with the project complete, it's up to the public to determine whether the Green Line extension was worth the wait.
Paul Jablonski is the CEO of the Metropolitan Transit System, and I want to thank you for joining us, Paul.
Thank you, Gloria. It's a pleasure to be here.
How many people do you expect that this new Mission Valley Extension service is going to handle?
Well, the planners project about 11,000 additional trips per day.
Are you going to have to market it to the students and the faculty and the staff at San Diego State University in order to get up to that 11,000?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we have a very aggressive marketing campaign laid out, not only pre-opening service, but after it, and especially through the fall, and especially to San Diego students and employees.
But they're all used to, as all of us are, used to being in their cars. What are you going to do to get them out of their cars and into the trolley?
Well, we're going to try to capitalize on what I think is very well known is parking issues here at State, and this line is perfectly laid out to help with that. People being able to park at Qualcomm Stadium, a 7-minute ride right into the heart of campus. People being able to park at New Grantville Station. In a 3-minute ride into campus. People coming from the Old Town area, whether they're living at PB in Ocean Beach, being able to ride the line right into campus, or from East County also.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Many students do live at the beaches, and you said PB. So if I lived at one of the beaches, say Pacific Beach or Ocean Beach, where would I pick up the closest trolley to end up at SDSU?
Probably at Old Town. We've got a number of bus routes that go along the beach communities that run right into Old Town, and so a quick bus ride to connect to the trolley and then into San Diego State.
And then, so how long would it take me from start to finish?
Oh, probably wouldn't take any more than 30 minutes, all total.
That's pretty good. That really is. The problem is that bus riders often complain that they have to wait too long to catch the bus. How often is the trolley going to come into this station?
Well, we're starting off this summer with every 15 minutes. And part of that is because it's summer at San Diego State, and there's a lot less students here.
So I'd have to wait 15 minutes?
Every 15 minutes. We have the capability of running much quicker than that, probably every 7 minutes or so, but that will depend on demand.
Now, you have a bunch of new cars, but what's this that I heard about the new trolleys not being able to hook up with the older trolleys?
Well, I know you heard that, and we're working through some issues. I think the easiest thing to say is that the cars are compatible. This new S70 car, however, is an extremely advanced car. For example, 11 computers run this car. The SD100, which is our former generation car, has 1 computer on it. So it's a little bit like apples and oranges. We've run these cars together. They electrically hook up, the AC systems work, the audio systems work, they brake, they accelerate together. Well, we've got 750 items being monitored on this car alone. And when we hook them up, we have to make sure that they talk to each other. What we've mostly been concerned about is, with a brand new car, is getting it accepted into our system to operate. Our next phase will be to really put those cars together and make sure they communicate well.
But at this time, they're not communicating.
Well, they are communicating on some fronts, but we still have to work down that list of 750 items and make sure that we've got an operating procedure established for each one of those, so that when we put it out on the track with an SD100, that everybody feels very comfortable with it, especially the operator, and understanding what's going on with the cars.
Well, recently you had an emergency response drill, and I understand there were about 200 people involved, 100 victims. What were you testing?
Well, we were really testing the capability of the systems that we have employed here in the tunnel, but we're also allowing the various agencies, safety and security, to get together in a massive kind of effort to see how well they work together and how they communicate and how they interact.
What is the greatest danger of an emergency in an underground tunnel or an underground station?
Well, after the fact, it's if it is the type of thing where they're injured, it's securing the site, it's making sure that there's no additional dangers, and then it's evacuating people.
Fire personnel, we're going to evacuate the area and hope to retrieving patients up to the top.
You know, I noticed that 8 months ago, the project was pegged at $496 million. Now it's up another $10 million.
It's up to 506.
Yeah, 506. Why the increase?
Well, you know, to a certain extent, with a project of this magnitude over its duration, it's been almost 5 years in construction, you know, budgets are somewhat estimates. We had some delays this winter with all the rain that we have in the construction business. You know, if they can't work, that usually means there's additional cost. We've had some other things like communications in the tunnel that we've had to supplant other security and forces throughout the San Diego area so that they can communicate inside the tunnel. We've had a number of issues like that just as we close out the project, and this is closer to the estimate of actual costs.
Well, what I'd like to do is take a look at some of the new trolley cars that are going to begin operating along the green line. So let's move over and take a look at one of those.
To show them to you.
Red is my favorite color. It really is. So aside from red, I mean, it's a fabulous looking car. What feature should I look at here?
Well, there's a whole bunch of new things. Obviously, the exterior is very modern. We've hidden some of the features, mechanical features on top, so it looks like a sleeker car. The front ends look sleeker. More window space, so it's a lot more airy. A couple of really interesting features to this, though, and here's the first one. When we open up the door, it's just one short step up into the car now, as opposed to the 3 or 4 that on the older cars.
Can a child do that?
Oh, easily. It's a very short step.
Okay,
Now,
got it, right?
one of the more exciting features, come on down here, is for our customers, with people with disabilities, a brand new feature in this car. When we press this button, as you can see, a ramp deploys
Right, yes.
from the door out onto the platform. Doors open up,
Yes.
and now people in wheelchairs, people in scooters, people with a walking aid just enter right into the car. It's a whole new level of freedom for people with disabilities.
And what does this do to your schedule? I mean,
Well, this helps with the schedule because obviously people in wheelchairs board at the same time and rate as everybody else. It's no more waiting up at the front of the car for the driver to get out and deploy the lift and come back up. So the process is very much quicker.
right now, how much does a car like this cost?
Well, these cars cost roughly about $2.5 million each. And they were the first generation. Only Houston got one a few months earlier than us.
Right.
So they're brand new. In the future, they probably will go up to a little over $3 million a car, though.
When you look at a car like this, I mean, it really looks like state-of-the-art future. Is it automated or does it need a driver?
No, it needs a driver.
It does need a driver.
Yeah, we have driving stations at both ends, so that when it gets to the end of the line going in that direction, the driver gets out and goes to the other side and drives the car back. Well, step on board.
Okay. I don't need that ramp, but it's useful.
And as you can see, the interior appears to be very much more spacious, lighter colors. It's a lot more airy. The windows are much larger, so it's a very appealing car. We've also tried to listen to customers also. Customers really appreciate the forward-facing seats,
Right.
unidirectional rather than facing each other. We've got a couple of facing each other in the center of the car, but essentially the ends are facing in one direction.
And that central pole.
And a nice central pole. A lot of grab handles for people when they're standing. But a new feature that we've added is this center stanchion pole that really makes it easy to hold on for people that are standing. One of the most exciting things is going to be, though, is when the car is heading in this direction, is that people in the front seats will be able to see out the front.
Okay, other than the ramp, are there any other handicap features within the car?
Well, yeah, certainly. When someone in a wheelchair boards, these seats come up
Oh, great.
very easily so that wheelchairs can pull in here and get out of the aisleway. And then when they want to get off, they press this button here, and that identifies that they're ready to get off and will activate the door.
Okay, so finally, Paul, a lot of students are going to be using these trolleys, at least you hope a lot are going to be using them.
Sure.
Are there any special features for those students who may want to spend the time on the trolley catching up on their homework?
Well, the seats are comfortable, and so they can catch up on their reading. As you can see, the light is very good, and we're in the dark station. So we think it's a comfortable environment to sit, enjoy the ride. Although this Green Line ride, there's a lot to look at out the window, so it's going to be hard to concentrate on studying.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Gloria.
If you'd like to see the new cars for yourself and be part of the new Green Line dedication ceremonies, you'll get your chance on Community Ride Day this Saturday. You can ride the Green Line trolley for free between 10 and 3. It'll run between the Qualcomm Stadium Station and Santee Trolley Square. So that will be your chance for your own preview. That's all the time we have for tonight's show. I want to thank Jim Linthicum and Paul Jablonski for joining us at the new trolley station at SDSU. If you'd like to learn more about the Green Line, Community Day, or the entire San Diego trolley system, please visit our website at kpbs.org and let us know what you think of tonight's trip into the trolley tunnel. Please send us an email or write to us at the address on your screen. For KPBS, I'm Gloria Penner. Good night.
This program is made possible by the members of KPBS and our program underwriters.